Today we have Asterina Starfish story. Now, the Asterina Starfish is the little tiny starfish you will find in your aquarium when you're new, like myself. You will find it in your aquarium at some point, and that will get you very, very excited because you got a starfish, and most likely you got a starfish you didn't buy. So it's free starfish, right? You'll get very excited, and then you will be kind of proud of yourself that you've got a starfish, and in the next few days you will find another one, and another one, and another one, and all of a sudden you will have a bunch of them. Now, you're no longer excited, you are more like, okay with it, right? The excitement's gone, and then that's not the end, okay? Because they are still multiplying, right? And they are multiplying up to the point where there are too many of them. And what I've experienced, it took actually quite a while because I never actually had a problem with the starfish before. So since I set up the aquarium, the problem with the starfish started probably beginning of this year, 2022. So I've just noticed much more of them. So they were on the front glass, they were on the sand, quite a lot of them. And now I thought that this is normal. I thought that, maybe fish will eat them, or obviously I'm getting lots of opinion from, various directions. But I left it. I didn't really pay attention. Until I got to the point where, as I was coming to my office and I was turning a light on, and my office is pretty much dark. Even in the daylight, I've only got a little skylight, which is sort of far away, so if the light is off, it's pretty dark. So when I'm coming to the office and it's in the morning and I turn the lights on, the front glass of this aquarium, and just remember, the front glass is a 4-meter glass, right? This is filled with starfish, okay? Now, also, if you don't clean the glass regularly, like, every, 3-4 days, you will have starfish mixed with the dirty glass, and it's basically, you can't really see anything through that. So, I got to the point where that actually started to annoy me, and I didn't really know what to do. Now, many of my friends, they told me that I can mechanically or manually remove them, but I thought if I do that, I know they're multiplying, so if I do that once, it's gonna be another few weeks, and I will be back to square one. And as I was trying to explain that to myself, again I got to the point where I had to remove them because it was just too many. So I did, and unfortunately I haven't got that footage. I haven't got the photo of this. I've got like a chemical, a metal container, and that metal container was a glass container. Was filled with the Asterina starfish. Once I removed them from the glass and a little bit from the sand. Obviously I had to remove some sand as well. Now, once I removed them and the glass were clear, and also I removed them from the back of the aquarium as well. After that exercise, when I look at the aquarium, it seems like there is no starfish, right? Or you might find, here and there, but generally there is nothing. So I thought I am now kind of free for the next few weeks. The problem was that, and I'm not joking because I think it was 3 days. After 3 days, my glass looked almost identical as before removal of those Asterina starfish. So then I left it for another few days, and again got to the point where I had to remove them because I can't sort of sit and watching the starfish going on my glass. And also during the day, as I was have the lights on and the lights was in an aquarium, probably like at 10-11 o'clock, all these starfish were coming down from the glass, and they were going onto the sand. So there was a point where the sand was like almost covered by the starfish. In a way, it looks quite cool, but you know, it wasn't. The most worrying aspect for me was that people keep saying that they are safe for corals and stuff like that. I mean, that's what I've heard. But I've noticed that one of my colony of zoanthus were getting smaller, okay? Now, because I had the corals which died, and I know I'm still new and experimenting with stuff, and obviously I'm trying to keep my water, you know, perfect, but you know, it's not really perfect as I would wish to. So firstly, I blamed the water, and I blamed myself that, you know, I didn't really maintain everything as I supposed to. But then when I look at closely on this colony, which were getting smaller and smaller, I've noticed that on that colony there is a loads of starfish, and they were actually sitting over the head of the zoanthus and, well, obviously eating it. Or if someone told me that, you know, they're not eating them, they're just, you know, having a rest, it's still bad for the zoanthus because they cannot really, you know, absorb the light and stuff like that. So obviously it's no good for zoanthus. And then when I start paying more attention to other corals, I've noticed those Asterina starfish everywhere. So the glass was just one thing, the sand was another thing, but then the rocks, the corals, whether there was just a skeleton from the old corals or whether there was a new coral, they were everywhere. So again, whether they were causing the corals to die, or some of them, I don't know, but they were definitely on the new corals, which have a very small polyps, and on one, like a little tree, if I can call them, with a lots of branches, I had the most starfish on one coral. I think I counted like 20. So even if they are not eating these corals, they are blocking the corals to grow and to absorb the light and food and stuff like that. So obviously the coral will die. So now I had a huge problem, because not only my aquarium is getting, you know, bad, you can't really see anything through, you are actually getting your corals damaged because of that. So I had to do something, and I was getting to the point where I was a little bit panicking, because, you know, I removed starfish from the glass and from the sand probably like 7 times. And remember, this is from, let's say, January of this year up to today, right? So 7 times, and it just seems like, you know, that nothing is helping. And then people say, although I've heard that, you know, previously, that, you know, just get yourself a Harlequin queen and Harlequin shrimp, and they will deal with that. And I was very skeptical about it, very skeptical, because I couldn't logically comprehend the fact that a little shrimp will be able to eat all of these starfish. And also I knew how quickly they are multiplying with the amount of I've got in my aquarium. So I just didn't believe that, but I was at the stage where I didn't really know what else to do. There's no really chemicals to treat for a Asterina starfish, so that was my last resort, last try. So I've ordered, and also it wasn't really easy to buy them, because I rang the local shops, none of the shop had them, and I had to order them online, and even though I had to order them online, they didn't have them in stock, so I had to wait until they have them in stock so they can send it to me. And I didn't go for 1, I went for 3. I wanted 4, but they only got 3, and I wanted big. They only got small one. And when I say small, they were very small, okay? Very small. They look like a little hermit crab without the seashell. So I've been waiting for them about 2 weeks, and then finally I got them. When I got them, I dumped them into the aquarium, and as they were kind of dropping onto the rock, when I look at them, when I look at those 3 tiny shrimp among thousands of these Asterina starfish, I just laughed at myself. I laughed at my naivety of believing to all these people recommending or just get the Harlequin shrimp, they will clean this up, and I actually felt gutted. But anyway, there was nothing else I could do. I've got 3 of them, so I left them and forgot about them. Well, actually, I didn't have to forget about them because they disappeared into the rocks and that's it, right? And from that point, again, I got busy at work, so stopped really paying attention to the to my aquarium, except the the regular things, food and stuff like that. And after I think 2 weeks, I've noticed or something got my attention. So as I was walking in the morning into my office, and I turned the lights on, something caught my eye, and it was like, I've looked at the aquarium, I couldn't really say what was different. It was like this moment you have with your wife, where she comes back from the hairdresser asking you, what do you say? Do you like it? And you look at her, kind of have no idea what actually changed, but you can tell that there is some difference, right? And then obviously you need to guess what did she change, and you start from the shoes and dress and stuff like that, and then you get in trouble and so on. Well, in my case, I didn't have to get into the trouble, but it was that kind of moment, right? I look at the aquarium and it's just, I didn't see anything. So I look at it, and then I kind of realized that I've got the shrimps and I didn't really have to clean the glass. And then I start paying attention to what's going on. And the first thing I was after was the Asterina starfish, and I could not find any. I mean, I actually did find some, but they were like one in the rock somewhere there, and then the other one was like right in the top of the glass. But I found like 3 or 4 maybe. That's it. And then I just couldn't believe it. I look at the sand, nothing in the sand. That I just could not find any in the sand. And obviously I haven't got anyone who is coming here and cleaning this for me. So something happened for the last 2 weeks. And obviously the only explanation was the Harlequin shrimp. But I still couldn't believe it. I couldn't really comprehend the fact that 3 little tiny creatures at the size of my small nail managed to eat all these starfish. I couldn't believe it. So then I started to look for the Harlequin shrimp, and then I found them. And when I found them, I can tell they definitely got bigger. They are definitely got bigger, and in my opinion, they're at least 3 times or 4 times bigger than where I bought them, because they were really, really tiny, okay? So now I've got a starfish, which are gone pretty much. I've got 3 fat Harlequin shrimps, and that's it. That's it. So at that point, even though I've actually laughed at my own naivety, what I thought was naivety, Now I was like, tapping myself at the back that, that was a good decision. That was a good decision to buy them. And then I, like, kind of straight away I started to worry that the Harlequin shrimp, they only eat starfish. Now there is no starfish anymore, so now those beautiful Harlequin shrimps will starve to death, right? So I decided to do the very terrible thing. A terrible thing. I feel bad about it, but I didn't really have a chance, and I actually had to buy a starfish just for my Harlequin shrimp. The only starfish which was in the shop at the time I bought it was the sun-sniffing starfish, and so I got this one, 22 pounds, and then I've witnessed how my 22 pounds is getting ready for the dinner, unfortunately. Hopefully they can survive for another week or two, although recently I've tried to find the Asterina Starfish, and I actually found quite a few around the rocks, and they are all on the other side of the aquarium. So if I'm facing the aquarium, there will be left hand side where the most Asterina starfish, I can still find them there. The right hand side where my Harlequin shrimps are, there's nothing. You will not find anything. So also just want to tell one more thing. Now, about a few weeks ago, I also bought a bunch of corals, fish, and one sun-sniffing starfish. It was much bigger than the one I fed to Harlequin shrimps, and I put that starfish on the left hand side of the aquarium. Again, 2 weeks gone, I couldn't find that starfish, and I thought that's been eaten by the Harlequin shrimps, but yesterday I did actually find that starfish again on the left hand side of the aquarium, and it's still alive. Nice big fat starfish. So obviously that survived, and I guess the right hand side of the aquarium is the not pleasant part of the aquarium for the starfish. So yes, at the end of this video, I just want to say to everyone new or everyone who doubt that the Harlequin shrimp actually can do the job, that I can 100% confirm that these little shrimps can wipe out all starfish you've got in the aquarium. Because with the amount of glass I've got in here and the amount of starfish physically witnessed, and now they're all gone, just proof that these guys can actually do a good job. So any questions or ideally comments with any recommendations, whatever you might see on this video, please do post, and and I will do another one hopefully shortly. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Now, if you think that video is worth anything, please do hit that subscribe button and the like button, like they do. They want to grow this channel, hence they smashing these buttons. Except they don't realize that these are not actually real buttons, it's just a laminated piece of paper put in their aquarium, not really linked with the YouTube. But anyway.